eventually.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Wow, that time went by real fast. I wasn't expecting the theme song to be over. I'm Sonia, guys. Welcome to Friday with the Fellas. Of course, this is James and B. How y'all doing tonight, guys?
Good.
You know it's good. It's Friday.
Happy to be on. Yeah, right. It's Friday.
I know.
Friday. Hope you're
I
doing all right.
spent most of the day thinking it was Saturday. It's so weird. I don't have a concept of time right now.
I imagine.
Yeah, I was literally like all day long. I was like, oh yeah, tomorrow I got to do this. And I was like, wait a minute, today is Friday. Because I'm sitting here like, how did I get an email from the school? And I'm sitting there thinking like, dog, they working overtime. And I'm like, girl, it's Friday. Like, so y'all doing okay?
Yeah.
Yes, I want to give a shout out to B for that intro. First of all, the intro always rocks with us three coming in. It's just the smoothest thing. But I like the thunder coming in at the beginning, man. You brother, you trying to become the producer extraordinaire.
Yeah, I had some time. I had some time over the last couple of days to tweak stuff and stuff like that. And Miss Sonia's gonna be she's gonna be happy about the outro too when she sees it. And I also got a new commercial for our network. So
Yeah, it's been
that'll be
busy.
interesting to see that too. So yeah, I've been busy because I haven't been at work because we've had bad air quality in the last 2 days, and they shut down my job yesterday completely. Today they just had a few people working to get stuff out, and they still didn't have the shipping and receiving people back because they have to be outside, and the air quality was 500 and almost 546 yesterday. That was not good. I went to go exercise in the morning, right? I looked outside and it looked like everything was burning up. It was smoke. I couldn't even see across the street from where I live.
Yeah,
That's
give
how
give
bad
the
it
folks
was.
what just because I'm not privy to that. What's a good number for air quality?
Good number. Well, good number is 0 to 50.
50.
Yeah, 0 to 50, and
And it was five what?
it was five, somewhere in the high 560 something or something like that. Yeah, see, it's going across the Canadian wildfires. Plus, there's wildfires in Minnesota too. So let's clear all that up. Stop blaming Canada for everything. It's not Canada's fault anyway. But yeah, see, like in Pittsburgh, it's 242 because that cloud, because of the way the current is in the country, it swoops down and hits a lot of states, stuff like that. So we get hit the most. Detroit gets hit the most because we're right in that pathway. So it was like 5. There was places that was 1,000, and that was up north when the current came up. Yeah, it was bad, and you can't go out there. People with asthma, 200 to 300 is like very unhealthy. So anything over 300 is bad. People with asthma shouldn't be going out there at all if it's in the even in the 300s and the 200s. People in general can't go out there when it's about 500, 600, 700 because your lungs will be working overtime to pump that stuff out. That's what your lungs do, pump the bad air out that you breathe in. So your lungs will be working. It'll make you sick. So you got to watch. Today it came down to 436 So no, it was 364. I'm sorry, 364. So that's why my boss said everybody come in except for the shipping and receiving, because they're in air conditioned areas. They're in areas where the air is circulate, so they don't have to be in that. But shipping and receiving, they have to have the doors open all the time so the trucks can come in and they can get stuff out of here. So he wasn't going to have that going on, especially with the air condition, air being that bad.
Yeah, our air here in Atlanta is always bad down here. I don't know what the number is. They're always saying air quality is here. We're kind of used to it down here. It's just
well, I mean, every major city has it, but like Detroit was at the city itself was at like 5 something. That was the worst air quality in the world for a city at the time for Thursday. So it's not nothing that I would like to repeat. It's not Detroit's fault, obviously, but they're in the pathway. So
well, hopefully things clear up, and shout out to you for that intro. Shout out to Pink Fan Fur for the promos as well. And yes, B, thank you, because I seen you also my backdrop. So thank you so much. All right, guys, we are literally at the championship, Argentina versus Spain for the FIFA, July 19th, kicking off actually here in Atlanta. And people were speaking about how they've had fun hosting, et cetera, et cetera. The White House folks are making their appearance in Cobb County this weekend as well. So Atlanta is gearing up for a very secure weekend ahead of this championship game. Congratulations to both teams for making it this far. And congratulations to all cities that were able to host this most spectacular worldwide event. Philadelphia was one, LA was one, for sure. And of course, here in Atlanta, and there were several other cities that were hosts. So has been a very busy time since June. So 2 months worth of festivities and headlines. And we saw just how many fans there are here in the city, or at least, those that are from those countries. It absolutely had a way of sparking, the camaraderie amongst people and just a really good time. And, it's always great to have some feel good times amongst those that like sports. And this is the time of season that we are about 23 days from the NFL season kicking off. We're also at the lull after the NBA draft. We're still got a lot of MLB going on right now. Some teams that were number one have slipped a little. It's been a little bit more competition. As you all know, the MLB season is extremely long. And so those teams that have been showing a little lackluster competition have kind of stepped up here towards over halfway part of the season as we look at those teams that are solidifying the NL and the AL league. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that, but also talk about some, believe it or not, NFL news. Got some retirements that were on deck. Some were not expected. Some were basically expected, or at some point were expected. When you don't hear a player's name for so long, you kind of just read the writing on the wall and they just come forward and say, you know what, I'm done with the game. But we'll get to the NFL stuff here in a minute. B, what's going on with your Tigers? I saw you, glancing down. Of course, I know you're heavily involved in that specific sport.
Well, I'm not heavily involved in it, but I take it. Yeah, I see the Carolina Hurricanes. Good job. Yeah, all the MLB games just after the All-Star game. If anybody saw that, I didn't pay attention to it. I'm sorry. I know we're supposed to deal with sports and we're supposed to watch just about everything, but I mean, nobody's watching that All-Star game. I'm sorry. It gets to a point, man. It's just, stock is still going on.
Well, I do want to interject in what you're saying, B. I'm gonna let you continue on with that. I am happy because you're right. I'm not watching the All-Star game or anything like that, but I did see that the Home Run Derby was won by a African American, and I was impressed with that because not many African Americans are actually playing baseball. I mean, they're starting to come back up a little bit, but not like it was in the 80s, the 70s, the 60s. When you talk about greats like Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, and obviously Barry and Ken Griffey Jr., some greats like that, Lofton. But you don't find a lot of guys that are just like saying, or kids that saying, I want to go into the parks. I remember David Justice said something about this, that there aren't a lot of parks that are actually just in the neighborhoods, the inner cities, the communities, the urban areas. There's not a lot of parks that are promoting baseball anymore, not like it used to. And so I would like to see that happen, because as a kid, I wish I would have played baseball, because I probably would have had a little bit more success in that than football or basketball. But I like to see, and then it seems like a sport that it's far less rigorous than well, I mean, it's rigorous, but it's not. It's the careers probably have a lot more longevity than they would in basketball or football for sure. But yeah, I just want to put that plug in about the guy, and congrats to him. I can't remember his name. Walker, something Walker.
From St. Louis, isn't he?
Yeah, yes, St. Louis, yes.
St. Louis, yeah, the Cards.
Yep.
Shout out to Chicago. They're getting the All-Star game next year, 2027. That just announced about an hour ago. Even though they are up in arms about relocating Soldier Field, looks like they're still able to bring the noise.
Well, that's in Wrigley, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But that's what I'm saying. Okay. Even though they've got their own little sports conundrum going, Wrigley, of course, is going to be. Nobody's talked about relocating that, but I just want to kind of pivot into that, because everyone knows that the Bears, their biggest franchise, is actually relocating to Indiana, the Indiana Bears. I don't know how that's going to be. But yeah, it's all right. And I had shown this. I actually played softball in high school, but my dad played baseball. Shout out to my dad. He was in a I don't know if you call this a farm league, because it was a little step down from that, but they played all over the state of North Carolina when I was growing up. And for a while, I went to some of the games until I got really bad, hurt really bad on a playground at one of their practices. And that ended that. Like one of those metal sliding boards. I don't even know how we dealt with them, but I came down the sliding board and there was sand at the bottom of it, like towards the middle as you're coming down. And I sliced my knee open. Like it was horrible, sand everywhere. And after that, that ended me going trailing along with my dad. But yeah, baseball is pretty busy. It could be Yawnsville if it's a very long game. It's a very long game anyway. It's not something you stare at every single play. At least I don't when I go in person.
And just not to veer off that subject just too much, but I want to piggyback off what you just said about the metal slides. Those things were horrible. Those things, man, if you wore shorts, you were in trouble. It was cooking outside. That thing was hot. Yeah. You sliding down on a frying pan.
I don't know how. I don't know who invented that, but you fried.
They weren't thinking right.
Yes. So many people had burns on the back of their legs. Like I remember that.
Playground fatalities. Yes.
Yeah.
They had
playground was
the thing they used to go around.
The merry-go-round.
Yeah, we used to sit up there and people used to spin that, and people trying to hang off the edge of it.
The seesaws? Oh, man, if somebody big got on one end and you little, you flying off on one end. Or how about the big metal spaceship, the rocket that you climb into that thing, climbing up and going to all the different parts of it. It was just all kind of stuff that was fun, but boy, we used to do some stupid things. I mean, the swinging all the way to the edge, like you're trying to swing it. So you can jump out of the swing and jump out of the swing. So I can tell we all were some rough kids, because yes, I did that same exact thing. We used to challenge each other to see who would jump the furthest and the highest out of that.
That's why we're all Gen X. Gen X was that generation, like X, because we were X rated on a lot of stuff.
X factors, yes, absolutely.
Yes, you were. Monkey bars. I thought like that tests your upper body strength. Like literally, if you could, I could only get to the second one, no matter how small I was or whatever. I never got past, but I know kids that go up and down, like back. I was like, wow, like.
Oh, I would go back and forth. And the crazy thing is we would challenge each other, because sometimes it would be rainy and muddy and down there. So you didn't want to fall in that mud. So you had to go all the way across. So I
fall down there.
For sure, exactly. Yeah, I've seen people fall in that mud and slip.
Because then your mom or dad knew that you had
in trouble.
Told you don't wear those shoes out there like that.
Did you have those monkey bars that looked like the shape of a rocket, and you crawl like it? There was like an entrance. You could crawl up the middle, but it was just all bars, and you go right up at the top. It was about 10, 15 feet high,
I didn't have that one.
I see kids grab it, grab the top where they crisscross that, and it was like I'd say a good 11, 12-foot drop from there. They just drop. I'm like, and you got bars all around that little area too, boy. If you make the wrong move, bam.
Now, what I will say is, if the kids you out there listening, don't do these things. But I was a little managed when I was a kid, 4, 5, 6 years old.
I don't think there's too many of those left anymore.
I was gonna say they're gonna have to find them.
I'm about to say, those kids, if you're innocent out here, don't keep your ears covered. But I'm just saying, 4, 5, 6 years old had those tunnels that you go in. You can go hide in with the girls and get some kisses. I remember doing that a lot.
I guess we didn't have that budget because we didn't have the tunnels. I've seen them like after I got like maybe a teenager, but as a kid we didn't have them. We had all the other stuff y'all are talking about though.
Yeah, they don't have that too much anymore because of the danger aspect of it.
Yeah.
So you don't rarely see any of those anymore.
Just imagine the lawsuits we could have had.
Oh,
well, little bit of breaking news, guys, because we kind of just lull over some of the stuff because it's like. It's there, but it's not there. It's just like touch it and keep it moving. This gambling policy and gambling violations are just throughout every single sport. It's always just somebody big. With the Arizona Cardinals, breaking news out of Arizona, have suspended their personnel executive, Ryan Gold, for violating the league's gambling policy. They investigated him, and my thing is always when there's one, there's going to be more than one at some point. But he's actually participated in parlays on NFL and college games, and this is his 13th season with the Cardinals. And so the fact that he was just promoted last summer and spent 3 years as their assistant director of college scouting, this looks absolutely bad. I mean, of course, he has the right to appeal this decision, this suspension, but I don't know. And it's saying he's suspended indefinitely. So that means he may not be coming back at all. Like he may be fired, really.
I'm torn because on one hand, you're holding these people accountable, but on the other hand, the league is so hypocritical because they're in bed with gambling. It's just, how do you justify suspending somebody and probably not even giving their job back because of something that they're doing, and you don't? It's like you're the biggest cocaine dealer in the industry, and you don't want any of your guys to partake in the product, and it's just never get high on your own supply. If you remember that.
Yeah, never deal crack where you rest at. I don't care if it's
10 crack commandments. There you go.
Yeah, just don't. I mean, but still at the same time, it's a fine thin line. I mean, you're the one I just look at the NFL sideways because of that, or any sport, any entity, NBA, whoever it may be, baseball. You're in bed with gambling, sports gambling. I mean, heavily. It's not like just like, oh, we're the tip of the iceberg. They're fully there on full on gambling. Yes, exactly. And like
they want their players to be the exemption, though. That's the thing. Everybody but the players or participants.
And now the execs too. But like Yinzer said, he just said there, gambling, is the devil's best friend. I go even further, Yinzer. I say like Bobby Boucher's mama and say, gambling is the devil.
Gambling is the devil. Football is the devil.
What, mama? The devil? Everything's the devil.
Yeah. B, what's your thoughts?
I mean, hey, I'm the same way with that James said. In one way, you want to make sure that you're not violating policies, but it's the policies themselves that are hypocritical. I mean, I can understand if they get on them for gambling on their own team or a team that they're playing. That I could see would be a problem. But if you're gambling on any of the sports, even in your facility, I mean, even if it's football, to me, You could vote. You could gamble on another team. You know, football is hard to manipulate because it's got 22 players that have to be manipulated. You know, most of those players got to be manipulated. You can say, well, you can get the quarterback and the quarterback can throw it again. No, you still got the running back though. If the running back can, you know, win the game for you, you know, I mean, and the defense can stuff. There's really, really very hard ways to cheat in football if you look at it, and that's why the conspiracy theories are kind of like, yeah, whatever. But I mean, if you pay off refs, we've seen the NBA do it. When the refs get paid, and they make some questionable calls in the game that can change the game. Now, that's probably where you would be making your money at, is on the refs. But the players themselves, I don't see that happening. And unless a player knows one of the refs and pays them like 10G or something like that to throw a call or a couple throw calls out there, then I can see that. But I don't think players are even that deep into it. If they want to gamble, they should be able to gamble as long as it's not their team or a team that they're playing. That's fine. But, you know,
I agree with you. It's probably more basketball, like, and baseball. You have a little bit more control because at some point, you know, in baseball, you're going to, you're going to either get the ball or hit the ball or, you know, have an opportunity to catch a ball. But basketball, the ball is probably going to be in your hand at some point. I mean, it's almost a given. And you see guys like Terry Rozier, Malik Beasley, those guys. They, you know, literally were shaving points. So it's a lot easier probably to try to do it and probably try to hide it as well. It's harder to hide it as well.
And catch our movie selections next week on Tuesday, which is a nice segue because one of the movies that we're going to be watching and reviewing is 8 Men Out. And that's a perfect example of how you can cheat in baseball. So there you go.
I actually got time to be involved to watch you guys live on Tuesday. I'm so excited.
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget also, he mentioned 8 Men Out. B mentioned 8 Men Out, but we are also reviewing Major League, a very classic baseball movie. It came out in 87, 88, 89, one of those years, with Charlie Sheen. Excuse me. I can't think of the other guy's name. Tom Berenger, Charlie Sheen, and Wesley Snipes. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. I think that should be a fun show.
And Charlie Sheen plays in both of those movies, by the way. So
yes. And all of those movies can be caught on Tubi for free.
So the email, Yinzer, is, if you don't mind, Sonia, is bwflix2026@gmail.com. bwflix2026@gmail.com.
And they will not be reviewing any movies that are above R rated. So no Showgirls, no NC-17, none of that, because R is as much as it gets. You guys remember the movie Showgirls that came out? That was the first NC-17 movie. Everybody was all up in arms about it when I was in North Carolina. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The big screen.
I'm about to say I've seen NC-17 movies when I was 7 or 8 years old.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it was for North Carolina, but I think they said that was the first one on the big screen. Like you will see them.
Oh yeah.
On the big screen, it may be different.
Yeah.
Because there was a controversy around it. Like there was a big thing. Like people were actually trying to ban it completely, and that's how I remember it. I was like, "Showgirl."
I thought that was. I thought one of the big controversies on the screen was Debbie Does Dallas.
I don't even know what
that was like is. That's yeah. You don't know what that? Oh man, that was a controversial. That was on the verge of being. That's soft porn.
What year was that?
I think that was in the 70s, right?
70s.
Oh, that's why I don't remember it. I was only talking about ones that I actually could remember, like just in general thinking about it. All right, guys. So anyway. Additional news, former Bills cornerback Levi Wallace has announced his retirement after 7 seasons. He was a 2-time CFP national championship in 2015 and 2017 at Alabama. He signed with the Bills as an undrafted free agent in 2018. And after 4 seasons in Buffalo, he did go on to play for the Steelers and the Broncos. He's 31 years old. He recorded 333 total tackles, my bad. 256 of those were solo, 7 TFLs, 1 FR, 12 interceptions, and 56 PBUs in a 96 career games out of 72 starts. So retiring young. Will Greer, another one from the Carolina Panthers organization, also hanging up his cleats. Pink and I talked a little bit about that extensively on yesterday. So you guys, Panthers fans, know about that. We were not expecting Will Greer to retire as well. Let me see real quick. I do not even still have his stuff up here, but I'll just say real quick, Will Greer actually was he's also 31. Third round of the 2019 NFL draft out of West Virginia. 2 seasons in Carolina. He went on to play with the Cowboys, Bengals, Patriots, Chargers, and Eagles. Just a very quick journeyman in such a short amount of time. He almost was like a team every season. He did sign a 1-year deal. This is why this is so shocking. He signed a 1-year deal back in April to come back to Carolina. And then now we're in July and he's out. He went 28 for 52 for 228 yards with 0 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, 53.8 completion percentage in 2 career starts. That's it. And so he just was like, you know what? Football's not for me. Clearly, I'm not even putting up any stats. And so I'm just going to go ahead and do something else with my life. So, but we are shocked because he was on the quarterback roster, especially with just coming back. But he was more like the 4th string behind Bryce. We've got like 3 other quarterbacks still. Well, 2 other quarterbacks behind Bryce still there. Kenny Puckett being the number 2 for right now. Any thoughts on those 2 gentlemen retiring, guys?
Just a congrats for being. I mean, people don't realize how hard it is to get to that league. And at some point in these guys' careers, they were stars. They played football at a high level, probably when they were in Pee Wee league, and also played well at middle school, high school, college. I mean, and then of course, like you mentioned, one of those guys was an undrafted free agent, and judging by the stats you gave, he overachieved. He overachieved for his career, played into 31. Typically, that's like a good age to step away from the game. You start losing your prime around that time. Yeah, you start losing your prime around that time. And I salute.
29.
I mean,
his best years was San Francisco. Levi Wallace was his best years were in San Francisco, because I remember he was a force there. So,
well, shout out to those guys, and I salute them. If you can walk away and keep all your faculties intact, and you have a physically you're healthy as well, you're winning. And also, these guys, if they save their money, they put their money aside, and hopefully they did these things, and you can move on to other things in life. You get yourself a good start, a head start in life. So, congrats.
Congrats. Your last comment here before we go to the commercial break. Justin Jefferson is in the news. Wide receiver. There's some questionable decisions that the Minnesota Vikings need to make at quarterback. If not, he's rumored as of today to be interested in a reunion with his former offensive coordinator, Clint Kubiak, in Las Vegas. Now, he's basically talking things out. Nothing is imminent is what he was quoted as saying on social media. And he said he's not saying anything specific right now, but they just know that there's potential that he may want to move on and be reunited with Clint, especially because of the quarterback fiasco in Minnesota. Of course, Kubiak is fairly young himself, 39 years old. He was the Vikings OC in the 2021 season, and he's the one that helped Justin produce one of his best years in NFL right now, with 108 receptions for 16 yards and a career high of 10 touchdowns. So if the Minnesota Vikings are unable to sort out this quarterback position, Jefferson is actually projected to be requesting a trade to Las Vegas to play with Kubiak again.
So, Sonia, I know you're really good. Before we go, I know we go to commercial, but you're really good with checking these sources. Did he say that on his own site? He said that on
No.
his Instagram or something?
No, this is through his publicist, and they're speaking through other agents like at Sheffy and all these people. They're picking it up.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, what I would say to that is if he's actually saying these things, I'm disappointed because at these young guys, I mean, if you stop putting things out in the media and saying these certain things and making it difficult for your team to really do anything. And if you really having issues with it, you should keep that stuff in house unless you really just want to get out. You don't see anything going on. And I could see a reunion in Las Vegas, but the grass is it's never green on the other side of the fence. I mean, even if you do go to have a reunion with your former offensive coordinator, who is now a head coach, and so you got to see them have success as a head coach. And I like Justin Jefferson. Obviously, I'm an LSU fan. I want to see him succeed, but stick it out. Just stick it out where you're at, and hopefully the situation pans out with Kyler Murray or with just JJ McCarthy. But they need you. That's the thing. This is where leaders step up. And, I don't like to see people run when things get a little hairy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to play with a capable quarterback, and he knows good old what's his face?
Kubiak.
Not Kubiak, the quarterback that our guy Cousins. No, Cousins.
Oh, yeah, Cousins is there. That's right.
Cousins, because remember Cousins has played with him for a while.
So he played with him too.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I didn't even think about that part. Yep, it's a double reunion.
He's looking for a good quarterback to throw the ball. That's what he's doing. He's looking out for himself. Which that's what NFL players do anyway. So nothing wrong with that.
With that, we'll be back in the second half. You guys grab your favorite drinks and snacks. B, James, and myself will be right back.
And it's minute 22, so you got some time.
Yay. All right. Shout out to you, B. That's the new promo from McGrath Podcast Network. You see how we are literally just floored with all types of entertainment. Make sure you subscribe to the McGrath Podcast Network on YouTube, where we have, and our Facebook pages, our different Facebook pages. Brian Arndt streams, of course. Sonia Rochelle streams, All Things Football streams. James, I think you also stream sometimes on your platforms. James Martin as well. Pink Fan Fur. We see Bernard King, one of our newest streamers to our platform. And so, and we appreciate all of you guys. And by the way, Dizzle, I'm so sorry I didn't even say hello to you at the first half. Hope you're doing well. And thank you for all the platforms that have allowed me to share. And that 1 minute, 20 seconds still went by like razor fast. Like I was just in the middle of sharing some more stuff. And I was like, I'm out of time. So anyway, kudos to you, B. Definitely a talent and a force to be reckoned with. That's why he has that thunder. So there's that. But all right. So moving along, we were talking about Justin Jefferson wanting to be out, wanting to basically be reunited. I guess, it's one of those things. He's in that 30 age group as well, guys. And so they just want to win. They're not trying to be playing football into their 40s like Some other players are Aaron Rodgers, who seems to keep coming up short. It's okay. Thank you so much, Dizzle. But yeah, we got some Puka Nakua news. James, I know you always talk about him. Ram star Puka Nakua entering the final year of this 4-year, $4.084 million rookie deal. He's scheduled to become an unrestricted free agent at the end of this season. And the franchise tag candidate next season due to his off the field issues. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, he's had some issues that were publicized. It's since quieting down. You guys can read up on that. But the Seahawks during this time actually made JSN and Jackson Smith and Jigba the highest paid wide receiver at $42.15 million per year. And Puka was actually expected to reset the market again this summer, but the Rams have decided to wait until he can prove that he can stay out of trouble. So when they tell you any position you're in, make sure that you stay professional at all times because it can hurt you in the end. This is what they're talking about. Joel Corey, one of the writers with CBS Sports, actually quoted as saying, off the field issues are jeopardizing Nakua's early payday. He's 25 years old. He faced 2 significant off-field controversies in the last year. One is now a civil lawsuit over alleged behavior on New Year's Eve of 2025. This incident where he made an anti-Semitic gesture on an internet live stream in December of 2025. And he checked into this holistic care facility after that in March to focus on personal growth. Now, if the Rams actually place the franchise tag on him after this year, it's projected that it's going to cost $31.5 million, fully guaranteed, which is significantly cheaper than paying him in a long-term extension, $43 million per year, had this trouble not happened. B, I'll go to you first. This is definitely a significant cut. Like, it's not just pocket change. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that's a huge slice. And just to know that the Rams are willing to go this route shows that, we know the NFL has a zero tolerance with racism and a lot of other things, but this is them putting that statement out there.
I mean, really though, this is not getting a lot of public publicity as a lot of other players would in this position. I really think so. I think LA is doing a pretty good job of what their stance is on it, saying stuff but not saying it. They're speaking softly and carrying a big stick, Teddy Roosevelt kind of thing. So I just think that if this was Justin Jefferson, for instance, if he did this, this would be all over the front page every day. It's just like Puka he's a great receiver and everybody knows that, but it's like it's like it's like I think there would be more publicity if Avante had did something like this, and he's not even a number 1; he's a number 2. It's just I don't know. It's just weird for me because once we heard the stuff come out this year and twice, it kind of went away really quick both times. Mm-hmm. So now everything's based on the pay and everything is based on his performance off field or his things going on off field. So and that's the only reason why it's in the news, because he is in that area right now where he extension or either going to sign him to a 1-year deal or something like that. So that's the only reason why it's getting a lot of attention just from that point of view. But it's still not, like I said, if it was another receiver that was high profile, it would be all over the front page every day. His case.
It quietened down because there's now a civil lawsuit. And usually once things past that, we're going to press criminal charges because there are not none. He's just voicing, a negative opinion. Mm-hmm. Those things tend to be sealed. And so their negotiations and things of that sort, they're going to pull that back from the spotlight. James, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so there's a few things to unpack here. So Puka Nakua is obviously we know what his off the field issues were, and you eloquently spoke about how he's tried to clear his name and get some things done to improve his name to expound upon what seemingly obviously before all this happened from the outside looking in, you thought he was just a model citizen coming in as a fifth round draft pick, a hard worker, excellent route runner, not very fast guy, but didn't need to be fit in their system and McVay's this system excellently. And I gotta push back on you. He is the number one wide receiver there.
I didn't say he wasn't.
As,
I'm just saying he's not getting treated like that as far as the media is concerned. That's all.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. Cool. So the question is he worth a full contract or breaking, like you said, breaking the market, Sonia, versus being paid a $31 million franchise tag? And I would say at this point, no. I would say $31 million franchise tag next year puts the Rams in sole position to be the victors in this whole situation, because right now, and also it benefits Puka too, and I'm gonna explain why. Because right now you're saying there's a civil lawsuit going on right now. Typically, what people are looking at, they're looking at the contract that you potentially can get. There's no money value right now because he doesn't have an actual contract. So it actually helps him and benefits him right now. So you can negotiate what he's getting paid off right now, what his total assets are now versus what his potential future is. You can't base it off of that. So it actually benefits him in that regard. But that being said, if they extend, they're going to pay him on his rookie deal, and it also benefits the Rams in this regard. He wasn't a first round draft pick, so you don't have to pay him right now a 5th-year option, but you will have to. Well, it actually will benefit him more because the 5th-year option will be a little bit cheaper than a franchise tag. It'll probably be a little bit cheaper than a franchise tag. So that's another side for Puka Nakua, but. Can they extend him? Will they extend him? The big question is, will they extend him? I guess it depends on how good he can be. I mean, when I say good, I mean play this year, be excellent on the field, but also be excellent off of it as well. You know, one thing about America is that it's a forgiving country. You do something bad, you can always come back and be in good graces. E.g., Michael Vick, go to prison, come back, get another $100 million contract. So his situation, I don't think is worse as what Michael Vick's situation was, but he probably can get a contract here. But a couple of questions are his skill set versus off the field problems. Is he expendable? Can you replace another 5th round draft pick with another player from college ranks? I believe you can. So he might be expendable. Can he be replaced? I think so. But at the same time, he's had some dominant years. He was a former Offensive Player of the Year. So, for me, if he does what he's supposed to do, I'm keeping him. And if he does what he's supposed to do, you pay him that $31 million contract, play another year, a good year, and then offer him that big, huge contract if he has an outstanding year.
Yeah, I always say you think like a lawyer, James. Literally, that payment, that delayed payday could be strategic. It reminds me of Eric Spoelstra. You guys remember he was going through a divorce, the coach down there with the Miami Heat. And in January 2024, they signed him this 8-year massive $120 million contract extension. It was the largest coaching contract in North American professional sports at the time. And the rumors were everywhere about how this announcement was strategically came after. Like it was strategically, like it was almost like him. He was like, listen, guys, do not pay me this new deal until after the ink is dried on these papers. And this contract could have theoretically been finalized at any time. That's the point I'm getting at. And a lot of sports analysts weighed in on this throughout, professional shows. ESPN was one of them, CBS Sports. And even fans, once we saw that, I'm not a fan, but just a sports fan in general. Once we saw that, your mind automatically goes that, okay, the Heat loved him. They loved him as their coach. and they made sure they took care of him in every way possible. And they did everything to protect him holistically and to protect the value of that new contract from being factored into the divorce settlement. And of course, they're never going to explicitly say this because this could, bring grounds for sanctions with the court if they know you literally could. But this came literally days after the finalization. So everybody with common sense knows, bro, this was not months later. This was literally within the same month. So they knew, okay, this is no coincidence. But for them to verbally advise and say, yes, this is what we did, that could, have sanctions from the court because a lot of people know in court you get 30 days to appeal or have an issue revisited from the time that the order is issued. So they're never going to say this, but that's a good point you bring out, James, because Puka does have these behavior issues, yes, but he went down and got some of the same mushroom sauce Aaron Rodgers has and just thinned out and became one with the earth. And, no doubt some type of anger management, some type of, implicit bias type classes were shown for him to be like, listen, Puka, your last name's Nakua. You should definitely not be saying these types of things. We are all holistically one here in the United States, and the continental and the islands and Hawaii and all these other, all the 50 states. And so I tend to agree. What do you think, B? Do you think that there's like some strategy to that? Or you think, because I heard you say it's really not that big of a thing. Like that's what I got from what you were saying.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's not that big of a thing. I'm just saying the media is not on top of it. Like if it was Justin Jefferson or Chase or any of these receivers out here that are making big time money.
Yeah, no, not the
incident.
Not the incident's not a big deal. I'm talking about what you're saying. Like the media is not making
look it. You gotta look at it from this standpoint too. The Rams have a plan too. I don't know if you're getting ready to talk about Aaron Donald maybe joining the team.
Yes, I am.
They've already got Myles Garrett on there. They have a 2-year plan because they got Stafford there for 2 years. Okay. And think about it. They got Puka for this year. They can give them the franchise team for next year, and they can implode the whole team. And then, set people up, start getting first round picks again and starting from scratch. I'd see what the Rams are doing because that's why they got, we all kind of agreed that the pick that they got during the draft with the quarterback was the greatest pick in the world. But that's part of the process that they're going to do in the future because the Stafford it probably will retire after the next year if they don't get a Super Bowl. If they don't get a Super Bowl in the next 2 years, which it's not too much of a long shot. They may, but if he doesn't get he's going to retire anyway. He's getting up there in age, and I think that his back problems are going to start catching up to him anyway. That's hard to do in football, even when you're 41, 42 years old. But yeah, I just think the Rams have a plan for right now, and I think it's benefit to, like James says. I didn't see that part of the Puka and Nakua, but yeah, that it's going to benefit everybody in the end. I think.
And I am segueing to Aaron Donald as much as I literally despise the Rams. They're my new Atlanta Falcons. Like seriously, they are. Everyone knows, and they know why. I just despise them. I never had that type of disdain. It's not about just that we lost to them. It's just their behavior overall. It's just I can't stand the Rams. But anyway, Aaron Donald actually a few days back now actually was seen at the Rams practice facility working out. There was murmurings before, little, vibes here and there. Now there's smoke plus the fire plus somebody's throwing meat on the wood. He is actually talking with them about possibly playing at least 8 games. That's half the season, and being ready to play in all of their postseason appearances for a 1-year contract. That is what is actually being discussed right now. And what that would look like if he comes out of retirement. He's basically spent an hour on the field, running through drills, not just out there talking to players that he misses, actually committing physically to the runs and some of the plays that they were having with the training partners, and playing with Myles Garrett. Like B just said, they brought him out there. Winning another Lombardi at SoFi is clearly something that he's interested in. And this would be like if he's going to a 2-year layover. Like basically, this is how long he's been gone from the time. This will be the month that they finally open up and let everybody know as of July 27th of this month when they officially open up their training camp. Guys, are y'all shocked about this? Like I kind of be like, yeah, okay, whatever. People want Donald back. There's actually been a commercial 2 years ago that him and his wife were in, and it was like a Super Bowl commercial or something. And he's at home watching TV.
I remember that.
And
that was during the Super Bowl, I think.
Yeah, and he has his phone, and it's like the Rams are calling him, and he's like, and he puts the phone to the side or whatever. And here we are 2 years later, and you're at their facility, dude. Like, not just because you're there because you have a relationship with them, you're there running drills with them. Can't stand
I'm not surprised at all. And there's two reasons I'm gonna give you as to why. 9-5. 9-5. It is 9-5 is on the team. Former defensive player of the year. You got how many defensive player years you got in there? You got about combined 5 or 6. What is it, about 5, 6 defensive player of the years between those two? So you got 9-5 on one end. He's never played with anybody like that on his team ever. And so every team that's going to go up against the Rams is going to have fits. They're going to have fits defensively. Now, mind you, this is Aaron Donald coming back. What is he going to be like coming back? I don't know. I mean, still, if you can get 80% of Aaron Donald that you got from when he retired, you're still getting something good because he's going to command some double teams, and that's going to free up Myles Garrett and whoever else is on that defensive line. So that defensive line is going to be scary for any team that's opposing them. And so they feel like they got the weapons on offense, quarterback. Of course, you know me and my sentiment. That 13th overall pick is probably going to come back to bite them in the butt by not getting Matthew Stafford another weapon, which could have been Mekhi Lemon. That's my opinion, honestly. And I think Mekhi Lemon would have been a great fit in that scheme with Sean McVay's scheme. But it's neither here nor there. He's not there, and there's no way we can go back in time. And so, but McVay's going to find a way. He finds a way to win. And I think, and clearly these guys were just a couple plays away from getting into the Super Bowl last year. And it's hard to get there. But if you're changing your defense the way you did, and also you on the back end, you got Trent McDuffie too. I don't know, man. That defense is going to be scary for teams. It's going to be tough. And I wouldn't be surprised if they get to the Super Bowl this upcoming season. I mean, after this upcoming season, postseason.
Yeah, while you were talking, I was just looking to verify. Looks like Rex Ryan has actually posted within the last little bit that he is officially coming back and that they're working out a 1-year deal. I'm trying to chase this down real quick because somebody else shared it and I just need to see what that looks like. But
he's coming back. If he was on the field like that, they weren't just playing around. He's not wasting his time. He's coming back. It's just a matter, like you said, of what deal's gonna happen. You were right. I read the same thing you read about playing 8 games and playing all postseason. I'm impressed that they even offer a deal like that because most teams wouldn't even offer you playing. That's part-time to me. There's no such thing part-time.
Yeah, they want him so bad.
You can only hope.
So this is official. I'm looking at Rex Ryan's account. He has said Aaron Donald plans to unretire and head back to LA on a 1-year deal. Sounds like things will be finalized within the next coming days. That DL in LA just got even scarier. So it is on his actual Twitter account. And it's been retweeted multiple times. So no one with ESPN or anybody else has looked at that, but his official account actually shared it. So unless he's been hacked, and I don't, Rex, he put it out there on his own page. So there's that.
Yeah.
Even more reason for me to despise.
And let's not jump to conclusions about Aaron Donald's physicality either. Yeah, he's been away from the game for 2 years, but the dude does do he does do a lot of weightlifting. He does all his exercises that he was doing when he was playing football, and now he's got more time to do it. I'm sure it's going to take him about 3 or 4 games to get acclimated back into the NFL form that he was in. But I'm not taking him for granted any minute of that time, because the dude, once he starts understanding the defense again, yeah, I'm sure they're going to play him against teams that they have to that are teams that they got to win against, like Philadelphia. They got to play Philadelphia this year. That's going to be a good game. And Rams already get pretty much the best of Philadelphia, but Philadelphia's been able to come up winning. But the point is that they've been really good games. Rams almost beat them in the playoff game when they went to the championship with Kansas City. So,
I'm not. I know we only got 5 minutes here, but I'm not questioning whether or not Liz. I'm not questioning whether or not he has the tools left to come back into the game. The desire is a whole nother ball game after being away from the game. Playing that position that he plays, he hadn't gotten back into that yet, and that's what I'm interested in seeing at age what is he, 33, 34, 35?
Yeah, somewhere around there, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm interested to see he's taking that much time off, spending time with his family. He hadn't gotten to the rigors of playing football yet, and so they're giving him half the time off. I'm just interested to see how much he's going to give them. I believe he'll give his 110%, but mentally, do you actually want to be there? Is it worth just coming back? That's what I'm interested in seeing, and that's a fair question, because
making the effort.
I'm just saying it's a fair question to come back after being out of football, that rigorous game for what, 2 years, 3 years? Yeah, he's been out a long time.
2 years. But you gotta look at it like this. I'm not really worried about his mentality of the situation, because I think he understands he's coming back at a prime time for the Rams right now. They're looking really good on defense. They got Garrett. I think that excites him right there, that they got Garrett. He doesn't have to work as hard. That's the reason why he's got this contract supposedly for 8 games and in the playoffs. So that it's an opportunity for him to get another ring without playing as hard as he did when he won the first one. So
yeah,
I think the desire is there, or else he wouldn't be at this facility training. He wouldn't be talking a lot of stuff. He's actually making moves to try to get it done. So I think what it is we got to hope that the Rams in general, well, we ain't got to hope. None of us got to hope, but the Rams in general got to hope that everything comes together like they're supposed, like the paper is going to be matching what reality is. So, because that'll, if stuff starts falling down the slate, like if Stafford gets hurt in the season, Garrett gets hurt on the season, knock on wood. If any of those big name players get hurt, that could just, dislevel the Rams right there. And then what's his mentality going to be like? Because he don't want to be there to carry a team. That's what you got Garrett for. So he don't want to be the captain. He wants to be the guy just latching on for the ride and saying, "I'll get you about 5, 6, 7, 8 sacks."
He wants to be captain, save a Ram.
Yeah, there you go. Save a Ram.
Yeah. As we get ready to wrap up here, some shocking news. This is a shock. As long as we saw Tom Brady play in the NFL, never really saw any type of anger to the point of physically attacking someone. But Tom Brady today at the Fanatics Fest got into it with got into it with Logan Paul. They've been beefing for a while, guys, several months on social media. Well, today, Tom took it upon himself to slap Logan Paul. It was caught on camera, and Karl Anthony Towns actually had to separate them. And of course, this beef has been going on, and Brady decided to get physical. So yeah, 40 plus years, almost 50 years old, and you still giving people these hands, but not in a passing the football way.
Oh, they call him Psycho Tom for a reason. So, I mean, I'm not surprised. And I need to go watch that now, because I can't stand Logan Paul. He deserves a slap to the face. He talks mad trash to people and disrespect. like at that time when Mike Tyson fought his brother, and he said some very disrespectful things to Mike Tyson. I was like, man, you wouldn't say that to Tyson if it was a prime, nor would you have fought it.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, come on, man.
Everybody's
So, yeah,
WWF now. They're like, they think Brady could take a card on him.
He must have said something disrespectful for Brady to do that. It must have been something disrespectful.
And let's not get so excited. First of all, this is a media entertainment value. So smacking the hell out of Logan Paul is something that's entertainment, and being that it's Tom Brady, who was the GOAT, you know, you're gonna pay attention to that. I wouldn't be. I don't know if it was like, it could be staged or whatever the case may be.
Sure.
It could have been that. So I'm looking at the entertainment value of it. I think it's pretty funny just from the entertainment value that Tom Brady slapped the hell out of Logan Paul. But you know,
well, they've been beefing online for several months. So
that's part of it.
I don't know
the entertainment value.
You know, staged or not, but it made the main news. So if it makes the main news, then we talk about it here tomorrow morning, guys. This is all the time we have for tonight. We appreciate all the likes, loves, and shares. James and B will be joining Jack Hirsch in the morning, bright and early, 8 a.m. for the debate show. I'm on at 4 p.m. with a legal score, but you saw the commercials halfway through, and you'll see them here shortly of all the shows we have in between. And make sure you guys also check out BW Flicks with James and B. They told you guys they're doing Major League and 8 Man Out. Is it 8 Man Out it's called?
Yes, that's right.
Yes, that's going to be coming up here Tuesday. And of course, catch all the re-airs. If you didn't catch us live, make sure you support us when you can. And with that, we wish everyone an amazing weekend. Y'all stay cool, stay hydrated, and be safe. Peace.